Be delighted with the response of the players you've had. It's really going. It's been a great start, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a good start, but we've still got all the work to do. I think if you look at the games that we've got coming up and the fixtures, there's all the work to do in front of us, really. Although it's like you say, you glean, and the players can glean a lot of confidence out of what they've done so far. We still need those results.
Are they starting to get your message, do you think? What have you tried to say to them?
No, they've been very good, Rob. They've since we've come into the club, they've responded to what we've tried to do, and they've been very good. So, like I say, we need to step on. We need to not take a foot off the pedal. We need to step on, and for all what we've done, you still look at the league and you still look at what's ahead of us, and it's going to be a tough journey right till the end of the season, I think.
You look at Brown a Day and you can understand how we think it's a fascinating story to a large extent. Club record signing comes in, doesn't play much under your predecessor, has a tough time of it, looks like he's away on deadline day, suddenly 4 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, we're pleased. We're pleased. We're delighted because we needed someone up there to lead the line and to score us goals. For all Sido's ability and craft and good player he's going to be. He's still only a young lad, so we needed someone else up there as well. And with Victor being injured, Brownie's come in and like you say, the last few weeks he's really looked a player.
And is that what's changed? Is it something you've said to him?
I think it's just confidence. I think he scored a couple of goals, and the weight of pressure and expectation on his shoulder with a fee and. Coming into a new country, coming into a new football club, it's taken all that weight off him. So, he's certainly looked a player the last couple of weeks.
Every club you've been at, you've worked very hard to get a united dressing room, get the right type of characters in there. Have you got that here now? Is it the same sort of character, the same sort of united dressing room you had at start?
Well, we obviously we were trying to get a few more players in when the window was open. We failed to do that, but. The players are good here. They're a good group of players, and I think it's shown, as you've just said, in the results. They've shown that they're prepared to work, but we still need to do more. We need to do more. We know we need to do more. We need to, we certainly need to step it up again to make sure that we get the points that we need to stay in the Premiership.
You talked a lot about momentum, and you had that at Palace when you went in there last season. You built that pretty quickly. You seem to have done the same here. Is that important?
Everything is confidence. Like we just talked about Brownie, about scoring a couple of goals and the confidence that he's gleaned from it. The team will do that by getting results, and if you get results continuously, then the confidence grows within the group, and they believe in what you're trying to do, and it just spirals through there. Then, Rob, really.
Would you be prepared to let Brown and Day go in the summer, or is he now part of your plans again?
I've not even thought about it. The only thing in my mind is going up to the Stadium of Light on Saturday and trying to get a result up there, which we know will be very, very difficult. 13
games to go. How do you see that bottom of the table at the moment? You're 4 points above the relegation place. It's tight though, isn't it?
Yeah, Rob. As I've said, you know this. I don't look and check what other people are doing and what they're not doing. I think you can affect that. The most important thing is concentrating on what you can do. And we spend too much time worrying about what other people are doing, what other people are saying, and what other people are up to, instead of just concentrating on what you can affect. And I can only affect what I'm doing at this football club. The players can only affect what they're doing at this football club. What goes on elsewhere, fine. Let them get on with it. Just make sure we're focused and keep focused and try and get the results that everybody at this football club is desperate for.
Have you set yourself a target then, with those 13 games in mind? Do you have an idea of what points target you need or you'd like?
No, I wouldn't have a clue. Just 1 point above that third spot would be lovely.
And you're 1 place and 2 points above Sunderland. Does that make this an extra big game? If you win this one, it really.
Yeah, no, I just think we'll be saying that now over the next few weeks. The ill to and fro, and as I've said, you've just got to keep level. You just got to keep concentrating on what you're doing. If we go up there and get a result, then it'll be fantastic. If we don't, there's still 12 games for us to get the points that we need to stay up, whatever those points will be.
What do you make of Sunderland's difficulties at the moment?
It's the thing with Sunderland is there's great expectations up there, and it's a wonderful football club. A wonderful area. The North East is a very, very passionate area for the clubs, and you know, the expectations are high up there, and you know, you have to live with that. You know, Gus has been up there, what is it, 18 months now, 2 years. He'll understand that now. You know, Pad's had the same at Newcastle, it's the same at Middlesbrough at times, and so that, you know, the expectations up there are massive, and because they are big clubs. You know, Sunderland, what are they, the 5th best supported team in the Premier League or whatever, and you know, so you know, the punters come out to support their team, and like everywhere else in the country, they want to see their team winning.
They're struggling at the moment, though, aren't they? They lost at home to Bradford in the FA Cup.
We've watched them on 2 or 3 occasions. We watched them play against Burnley, and we watched the QPR game. Second half, they could have scored 4 or 5 goals. Sunderland, you know, they were sloppy first half. I think Gus had you know, had look at that, but second half they really pulled it together, and if they'd have got the breaks, you know, they could have got a result easily against QPR. So, you know, they're like all of us. You know, they're not far short from getting results. So we'll be prepared. You know, we've got tremendous respect. I've got tremendous respect for Gus and for that football club. So we'll certainly be prepared for what will be a real tough battle.
Any team news for us?
No, everybody's fine. You know, everybody's up and running, and you know, Jonas has played a couple of reserve games now, so you know, he's back into the mix. So we'll go from there. You know, but you know, the lads have trained well and worked well. Victor's the only one who we're still waiting for.
Malumbu says he's 100% fit. He's probably chomping at the bit to you. He says he wants to start.
Well, he's only trained, was it 2 days this week? He came back with an injury, so you know, he'll have to, you know, prove he is fit. You know, along with the rest of them. You know, if they're the right players to play, I'll play them, and that's the way it's always been with me.
Thanks, mate.
Just talking about Gus Poyet, he's an engaging sort of character. What experience have you got in terms of your?
I find him, you know, he says what he thinks. You know, he's straight as a die. You know, whether you talk to him off the pitch or on the pitch, he's a good football man, and he knows the game. So yeah, I've enjoyed his company when I've been with him.
He's always good for a quote as well. He's interesting in the media. I think occasionally that can go the other way, though, can't it?
Well, you know, Gus has got to do what Gus has got to do. We're all different. I think that's most probably what, you know, makes the world spin round. You know, some people, you know, will do things and say things that other people wouldn't do. So, you know, what Gus does, that's up to Gus, and you have to give him the respect that he deserves as a, you know, tremendous player. Yeah, and he's coached and now managed and done very, very well. When you think he took the Sunderland to a cup final last year as well, so he hadn't done too bad.
Talking of which, you've got quite an FA Cup tie ahead, haven't you? I know you've got to wait for that now.
Yeah, absolutely no thoughts about Aston Villa at all. My only thoughts are on this game on Saturday, and that'll move on then to Southampton, and that's the way I'll be. You know, for all the talk and all the hype that people talk about, we've got loads of stuff in front of us before we even open that door.
This is a very good test of how far perhaps this team has come with you, isn't it, this game?
I think it's been a very good test since I walked in through the door. So, and that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be this all the way now until the end of the season. And like I say, we have to be, you know, make sure we're prepared and ready to go in every game, and I mean every game.
What's your previous experience going up to Sunderland? Have you got a particular track record there or not?
No, I'm laughing because one of the I was with Mick McCarthy at the Birmingham game yesterday. I remember Mick winning promotion there quite a few years ago, and how easy it was to get out with a car afterwards because everybody had stayed behind to celebrate promotion. No, it's you know, it's a wonderful stadium, fantastic football club. You know, one of the top places to go and play football.
And you've been there plenty of times, and you'll know that if you can silence the crowd early on and get them restless, actually you can turn in your favour a little bit, can't it?
Oh, I think there's a lot of grounds like that now that if that happens, then it can help you. But we know how tough it's going to be. We know it's going to be a really, really difficult game.
I heard what you said about not thinking or talking about Aston Villa in the FA Cup, but this season has the potential still to actually be a very good one for this team, this club, for you. Yeah,
well, like I say, after Saturday's game, you know, I hope it's even better than what we think it is at the moment. It's very, very easy to take your eye off the ball and look beyond what you should be looking beyond. And like I say, the most important thing for us as a football club is to make sure we prepare for what is going to be a very, very difficult game against a club that, you know, everybody at this football club respects, and we'll certainly show them that respect Saturday.
Excellent.
Tony, just on the FA Cup, how good has it been for the general...
Now, I'll talk about the FA Cup the week of the FA Cup.
I mean, just in terms of winning those games that you've won in the competition so far, how good has it been for the overall mood?
Now, we play Sunderland on Saturday. I just want to talk about Sunderland. The FA Cup is the FA Cup, and we'll talk about that when it comes round.
Okay, fair enough. Graham Dorrans is leaving or has left. Can you
Yeah, it looks as though Graham's, you know, that's gone through. Graham's been a great servant to this football club. 7 years at the football club. I think the club paid a couple of $100,000 for him. He's been a wonderful, wonderful servant, and everybody, you know, I only worked with him for a short period of time, and I found him to be a very, very good lad, but also a very, very good professional. And you know, Norwich have got a good player, and I'm sure he'll help them get where, you know, they want to get. You know, whether it's the playoffs or whether they get automatic, you know, get the chance to get automatically promoted again. Graham will certainly be an asset to Norwich Football Club, and as I say, as a person and as a professional, you know, everything he did round the place was absolutely first class.
And just generally, Tony, how sad is it that the issue of racism has reared its head again in such a prominent way today?
Again, I think 99% of people in this country, you know, are absolutely brilliant, and we're tolerant. We're a very, very tolerant nation, and you know, I've dealt in football for a long, long time, and you know, I haven't seen racism to a point where I've been disgusted with it or anything like that. But you have to be, as you say, vigilant with it and make sure you keep on top of it. But you know, as a country and as a nation, you know, there's a lot of good that happens in this country. Problem is we don't talk about all the good stuff. We're just flagging up all the negative stuff all the time. And you know, as I've just said, you have to be careful, and you have to make sure you keep a lid on, you know, the small minority, you know, the idiots who might take it a little bit further. But the majority of us, you know, are absolutely fantastic. There's no difference, you know, colour, creed, anything. You know, that this country is a wonderful, I think, a wonderful racial country. And I really, as a citizen of you know, British Isles, I think we've got a lot to be proud of. Problem is we never talk about it.
Just one for me. The fans had a great day on Saturday, and they've felt really lifted, and there's been lots of positive comments about you and the team. How good is it for you that they're enjoying what you're doing, what the team's doing?
Yeah, I never read the media or the press or the websites or anything. I just get on with my job. But you know, the most important thing for me is now the next game. You know, and that's always been my focus. My focus is always the next game, and the next game, and then the next game. And I think if it goes, you can get too carried away with things. You can get too down in the dumps with things. You've just got to stay nice and level, and keep yourself focused on what is you know, a very, very tough job. It's a difficult job, and you know, it can be, you know, made even more difficult if you're thinking about other things or get carried away or get really down in the dumps. So you've got to stay level as a manager when you're managing football clubs and clubs in you know, the positions where, you know, there's fine lines and small margins. You certainly got to be as level as you possibly can, otherwise you know, it can drop off.